All right, welcome to Nathaneal Podcast. Today we have a one of the most underrated, I would say, social media persona on X, Virgil Brewster. He was able to win, as you can see at the back, like the double X award in ClickFunnels, and he helps people launch courses using nothing but your existing knowledge. So I'm really like excited to dive in here because like you're one of the people I really admire in the online space. So thanks for hopping in, Virgil.
Wow, Nathaniel, how cool! Admire. Hey, I'm just a guy who just goes to the toilet and takes a shit. Oh, sorry, I know you can say that, but I'm honored. I'm honored to be here. I'm super happy. Yeah, I've been following you for a while. You're doing great stuff. So yeah, let's take this show on the road.
Yeah, I'm super excited, man. So yeah, just like I fumbled a little bit earlier, but you're part of the 2X Comma Club, right? That's from um, group from Russell Brunson who makes over like at least 10 million in sales. So how does that feel to be like part of that club?
Well, people think like, yeah, you are like in this eight-figure club, as they call it, right? And ClickFunnels is a great piece of software where, basically, for people who don't know what it is Russell Brunson who basically popularized the funnel methodology, and his software ClickFunnels helps you to do so. Back in the day, when I was selling my course together with two business partners, the thing is that we use ClickFunnels and we use the methodology, and we never expected this, right? We would be happy if we would reach like 200, 300K. But to be honest, to follow, Russell Brunson's matters to the letter, .com secrets is the Bible. So you should definitely get that one, read it, and follow every step, because it's literally what we did. The thing here is that once you make your first 10K, then it is 100K mark. Then you go to the 100K mark, and then you go over it, and then you think, okay, how am I gonna go over it? But to be honest, when you're gonna hit a 100K sales milestone, you learn a
Mm.
lot about your audience, your product, about your systems. Probably you're gonna build a team to scale, and then everything on top it becomes easier. So yeah, how does it feel? It's still so unreal, right? When we reach that level. It took a lot of hard work, a lot of mistakes, a lot of things went wrong, but yeah, it feels great. Let me put it like that.
That's
Yeah.
well, I mean, yeah, if I was in your position, I'd probably think the same. But one thing, I did a little bit of research about your background, and you were not always the course guy. As like based on what I know, you did like cameraman stuff back then. So can you tell me
Actually,
more
what I
about
was,
that? Like that's that's something that you
yeah.
don't talk a lot, but I want to like go deep in that.
It's cool that you went that far back in my history. Yes, basically, I was a high school dropout, and my mom said you need to become a doctor, a lawyer. I mean, my parents are immigrants from South America. I came to Holland. I need to become a doctor, and I was a rebel. I can still to this day I cannot count 1 + 1 + 3, and then I'm lost, right? So I was failing all the time, and my parents said you need to do something. My dad back in the day was always like an amateur photographer, and I don't know you Gen Z guys or millennials, you don't if you know this, I'm 50 right now, like an old fuck. But the thing is, back in the day, you need to develop pictures in your kitchen, right? And my dad was doing that. So I was amazed to see pictures appear on paper with all kind of chemicals. Now you do AI and you say, oh, I see Virgil with coconuts in Bali, boom, make a picture of myself, push it out there and I get a gorgeous picture. But back then, it was like magical, right? You took a shot,
Mm.
you need to develop and everything. And I was really always creative from that side, and not becoming a doctor or a lawyer of that sort. One day I saw an ad in the newspaper that says, wanted camera operators. I'm like, oh, that's cool. That means television? I had a little bit of photography background. I studied a little bit photography. And so I did a test. And basically, I walked up in a room and there were three guys, was really like serious, right? So the Dutch Television Association, three guys with ties, and said, so, Mr. Brewster, so tell me a little bit, what is your background in camera work? I'm like, well, nothing, but I play the Nintendo and PlayStation a lot. And they looked at me like, what the fuck? And then he said, okay, Mr. Brewster, you see there's a camera. Can you stand behind it? And can you move it around a little? And the beautiful thing was, for me, moving the camera was like playing like COD, like my shooting game with my rifle. So I was literally like aiming and moving, and I was quite good with that, but with playing games. And I was literally good at moving that damn thing, which I never touched in my life. And I said, okay, there's some potential there. So they hired me. Why, I still don't know, but I'm grateful to this day. Because they taught me everything about being creative, working with cameras, but also working in teams. And I worked for a company that only did outdoor broadcasting, and we did big concerts and music and stuff. And I traveled the whole world, and it was an amazing lifestyle. I can write stories about the time. But what it taught me, those over 10, 12 years that I did that, was that you need to be able to, as a cameraman, you need to be able to work in a team, but you also need to be very good with communications. You need to be able to communicate with celebrities, people in a venue, right? For example, if you go do a concert, back in the day, Craig David concert was a guy like was famous back in the day, and it was in London. It was really open, and then you have all these security guards who's stopping you all the time, right? And when you like to make a shot and want to go somewhere, you need to talk your way through it, right? So you learn how to communicate and get things done, and that basically also gave me the award that's behind me right now, because everything that I learned there was basic human communication skills, building relationships. I knew that if I wanted to go from one space to the next and there was a security guy that said, hey, listen, if you let me through now and make this shot, next evening you'll bring your wife and your girlfriend, I give you tickets, can you let me in then? And I said, yeah, go in, go in. So, that sort of shit. And taught me a lot about sales as well, funny enough. So, yeah, in a nutshell, we can talk for hours about that period. It was amazing. And until this day, that was one of the best periods that I can say in my whole life. If I would die now and I should name a couple of things, it's one, being a cameraman, and two, getting the Newcomer Club X Award. Those are two things. And then you can play Prince, When the Doves Cry, and Let the Birds Fly. Something like
Very
that.
interesting. Wow. I remember I also did a little bit of that. Well, I organized one concert, so I definitely get what you mean with like organize, because it's kind of like no, whatever happens, you need to get shit done. So you talk to people, and then you just try to find a way to get to your goal, which I think is very important, especially for entrepreneurs, right? Now, I'm curious, like, so you enjoyed that life, you enjoyed the cameraman life. What made you go, hey, I'm going to do this entrepreneurship thing, this course thing?
Yeah, that's a good question. Also, that is a story by itself. Because obviously I was working for a boss, and although I was traveling the world, basically I was like a rock star without the fame and the money. Because I went to great hotels, we were flying all over the world, we did everything, we had great parties, which most of the things we even cannot discuss on the podcast like this. But I lived. But eventually, I remember one day that every year there was a gathering of all my colleagues and then the director of the company came and said, guys, well done, you did a great job. We need you to put your shoulders underneath, if it is in Dutch. You need to put your shoulders underneath, you need to work harder, and all of you are going to get 1.5% raise. And we're like, hang on a minute. And I was making like under $1,000 a month at the time. I had a cool job, right? And that's how it was sold, right? The people who hired us said, hey, listen, what are you fucking complaining about? You travel all the world, you go in the best hotels, you see superstars, you go to after parties. What? Yeah, you earn a little bit less, so what? Hey, get over it. I mean, accepted it. But then, one day I saw this guy drive off in his Jaguar. And I thought, this motherfucker, excuse my language. And I was thinking like, hang on a minute, something's off here. So that was a moment that I decided, okay, I'm going to do it differently. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go freelance, so I earn more and do the same work. So I did. So that was my first step into entrepreneurship. From having a job, yes, I used to have a job for a long time, and then into freelance, so basically entrepreneurship. But in the end of the day, I was still tired. Yes, I make 3 times more money. So the $1,000 became $3,000 a month. But I still was working 12 hours a day, and I was tired. And then I was once at an event, and there was a skit. He was like 19, 20 years old, and we were talking and we were having a conversation. He said, what were you, what was I doing? I said, yeah, I'm Nathaneal World, I'm a cameraman, I'm cool, peace, yeah, and you? I said, yeah, I make money online. And I'm like, what? Not that I didn't know that you can make money online, but it was weird, like a kid of 20, 19, 20 years old. And then literally he showed me his phone and he said, look, this is all the money that I make. And then I thought, hang on a minute. So this guy makes 5 times more. But the thing is this, he said to me, how old are you? And at the time I was like, what is it? Like 35-ish, something. And then he asked me this, he said, can you go out to your bank account and take 10K out and splash it? And I was saying, I was lying to him, right? I was like, yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I can. But then I go home and say, fuck. If this guy is asking me this question, that means he can do it and I cannot. So this online thing must have something. So that was for me again the way to pivot. So pivoted into the online space. First built another business, a personal training business in Ibiza. The Workout Club Ibiza. It still exists until this day. Also, then there was a whole story by itself. But the thing is, I was working again so many hours. And then I bought a course one day. And I bought this course, and there was this guy, about $500 or something. And I remember I went to this community and I saw hundreds of those people who bought the same course like I did. And then I started calculating, right? I think, hang on a minute. There's so many people here, and all of them pay $2,500 per person to be here. And the guy shows up 1 time a week to talk shit, and you let me do the rest. Well, don't get me wrong, the course was amazing and shaped most of the marketing foundations that I have today. But still, I thought the same like a Jaguar, like, hang on a minute. Something isn't, I need to change. So that's when the whole digital side of my world came to be, in a nutshell.
Gotcha. Wow. You just had those like Eureka moments, huh? Like, I think there's something like it's not this is not how the world should be.
Yes, exactly. That's the thing, right? And that is now many listeners now listening to you and us right now. They might listen to this and think, oh yeah, this Virgil with his pompous face and his big pompous award in the background, lucky bastard. But think about it. The work that you do right now, you need to ask yourself this question. Am I trading time for money, or do I leverage time and create wealth that equals freedom? Maybe there's a little bit of complex analogy here. So in short, you should ask yourself, am I working my ass off for nothing? Every hour that I put into something has multiple ROIs, multiple returns on my investment of that time. Is that the case, yes or no? And that's a question that I sometimes ask myself until today, because sometimes I catch myself doing stupid things, that doesn't make any money. Like, okay, cool. But yeah, you should ask yourself that, and no matter which stage you are, if you have a job and you want to transition to entrepreneurship, if you just started out with entrepreneurship, or even if you are seasoned and you make already like hundreds of Ks per month, ask yourself, what am I about to do right now? Will that give me a repeating return on investment, yes or no? That's a question you
Right.
should answer.
Yeah, that's a great question. I remember I got this from somewhere on the internet, but basically when you're so busy like working in the business, you forget to work on the business. And so you're just like so busy typing away and they just like it basically becomes a 9 to 5 rather than a business that works for you.
Yes, well said. You say it really, really well, because I know people who are extremely wealthy and still are working in their business. And they are stressed. They don't enjoy life. Yeah, they make a ton of money. They make more money maybe than I do sometimes. But they have a certified job, with a big difference that they have all the shitty responsibility of a job on top of that. Taking care of the team, they can maintain the lead flow, maintain that sales are being made, all these things. So you basically like a really like a job in diamonds and gold, right? Like that's what you got for yourself. And you should ask yourself then the question like, is this what I want from life? Because that is the ultimate question. And it doesn't matter how old you are. I'm 50. Some people say one foot is in the grave and one foot is in. Yeah, that might be true. Yeah, it is true, right? But the thing is, you always need to ask yourself, do I really love what I do? Do I like this? Do
Mm.
I really love this? Like I see you really enjoy talking to people, especially have crazy people like me. That's your thing, right? And you can do
Mm.
this, you can keep on doing this. But there are people out there that are doing the thing because it's imposed upon them by society, their family, their culture, or even their own beliefs
Mm.
that they do something that they shouldn't. You need
Interesting.
this wake up call once in a while.
Yeah. So when you decided to like go into the online space, create your own course, how did you connect those dots where you're like, okay, I want to create something that I love, but also something that makes me money? Like what were your initial steps? How did you do that?
So at first, obviously, it's always about the cash. I know there are a lot of people who will try to make you believe like, well, this is like
Purpose.
the purpose, and don't get me wrong, and people might shoot me for this, but I don't care. Purpose is really, really important. But the thing is this: people want freedom, and when you want freedom, the only way how to get that is to buy back your time, and to buy back your time, you need cash. So everybody who's hating on cash or thinks that's a dirty word, and most people who think that's a dirty word, I was one of them, right? Because when I was looking at my boss at a Jaguar, I said, "This greedy bastard, all this money and money shit because I have a cool lifestyle." That then I was thinking the same. But the thing is, money isn't evil. Money is only evil by the hands that touch it. Then it can become evil. But money is energy. And the thing is about money, you need to understand to make it and make a lot of it is if you don't grab it, because money is everywhere. Some people say money is on the streets. Some people say money is flowing, like really spiritual,
Yeah.
well, whichever you believe. The thing is, if you don't grab that money and pull it towards you, somebody else will, if you like it or not. Same goes for clients. If you don't offer your unique talent to the world, somebody else will offer it and they will buy it from them. People will buy anyway. So, those things are really mindset shifts that you need to employ in your system in order to start asking for money. And that's another big hurdle, right? Because one, making it time for money is one, but second, asking for money for what your talent or your service or your solution that you offer is a whole different ballgame. Takes practice. Most people only ask once. Yeah, it is like $300. Oh no, sorry, $300 so expensive. Okay, bye. And then they go, see, though this online thing doesn't work. Money making is a scam. Virgil is a scammer. All these gurus are lying. Yeah. How do I know? I thought like that. I literally was this person who was really envy of all those successful people and really believed like this bastard, he is lucky. What am I? I'm from Amsterdam and he's from America, and that's why. And there's all kinds of excuses you're gonna make for yourself, right? Everybody has equal opportunity. Everybody has the same 24 hours in a day. Jeff Bezos has it, Elon Musk has it, Virgil has it, and you have it. The only thing that you need to understand is what are you doing with your 24 hours. That's the difference.
Gotcha. And so how did you like in the beginning stages of your like online business, what were the steps that you took knowing that like that money is everywhere? How did that
Yeah. So first of all, I made the stupid mistake of believing that I was cool as the cool guy, right? That I knew it all. So I thought, we're gonna make this course and everybody's gonna buy it. I have this amazing story, this amazing experience. Everybody's gonna buy what I have, and I'm the best. Here it is. So I put up my cool thing. Nobody bought. I thought, fuck those fucking online gurus. You see, it's a
he
lie.
scammed you, bro?
They scam me, scammers. And that's when I found the book, and you should read it because it's amazing. But there's one thing that I live by that I took as a guiding principle. That is one, find the hot market. Well, if you are in health, wealth, or relationships, you always will do fine. Second, when you have the hot market, ask what they want. Now, I repeat, I don't say give them what you think is right because you are cool. No, ask what they want. And that question hurts. That will hurt you a lot. Why? Because your audience gonna want something from you that you don't want to give or you're not able to give yet. So let that one sink in for a while. Because that is where people go wrong. But when you're able to give your audience what they want, then you're always going to be successful, especially when you make it simple. And that's the final part. Find a hot market, ask what they want, give it to them, whatever it is they ask. And that's literally what made me who I am today. And that is different from how you approach now. That's where my steps were, okay, I am in I have a certain idea where I want to operate in. I'm going to go hang out where that audience is that is interested in that idea. And I literally ask them what they want from me. It's very important, right? Not what they want in general, because probably your offer is offered by multiple people in the market. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people are afraid for competition. No, you should embrace it. Because you are a unique individual and people come to you, not for the method. They come for you and how you explain that method and how you help them forward. So you see how many yous there are. So you are very important in this process. And that's exactly what I did. We asked the market what they wanted. At the time, they said, we want to learn e-commerce. We said, cool, here it is. That was the start. That was it.
Were you doing an e-commerce there then, or?
Well, that's a funny story because at the time when we started as a question, one of my business partners was into e-commerce, and he had a little idea of how he wasn't the greatest e-commerce entrepreneur.
Yeah,
He
is
wasn't
that
the best.
Amazon?
No, something similar. So we only operate in a Dutch market, so that was our uniqueness. So we were never international. Everything happened in a small niche market in Holland. This is these people that how to sell on the Dutch Amazon. So basically, the concept of Amazon reselling, but then on a Dutch market on a Dutch platform. And he was moderately good at it. But the beautiful thing is, when you start selling the basics and you are like 2 steps ahead of your clients, and your client's going to catch up. And here comes the beautiful thing of the model, because when you teach,
You actually
you're gonna
propel yourself.
you propel yourself way more. So the more you explain it, the better your understanding is. The better you, in our case, he became a better e-commerce entrepreneur. So our teaching models became better. That's combined with 3 crazy fucks from Amsterdam who did crazy stuff, ignited the whole thing. And that's how it works. That's what we did.
That's beautiful. And that whole thing, just you were able to scale that from 0 to like 10 million.
So in sales,
Same product.
So how it came to be? Why was it so now simple to do? Our approach was very simple because we had one product, we had one funnel, we had one way to go through it, and we had one set of upsells behind it. So basically, we were selling one solution to one audience. That's all we did. The simplicity of it all, that made the success. So that taught me a lot, because in the beginning, when I was doing all my other things, I was trying 5 different things. If something didn't work, I said, I'm going to offer this, this, and this also, and this. And I'm going to teach them how to kite surf. Because you want to kite surf, right? No, I don't. Yes, you want. You want to do kite. No, I don't, Virgil. Yes, you do. Because I like kite surfing. Right?
Right.
So that's the step what we did. So we started pushing out that course. And at the end, and obviously, we grew the community feel that we built behind it. That was the whole thing behind it, because people, you need to understand this about courses and cohorts, or packaging your knowledge in general, is that it is a lonely journey for your clients. So if you are able to package your knowledge and create some form of community feel, or where people do something together, or have a common enemy who they can curse against. For us, the common enemy were the teachers and the bosses. We really destroyed them. We said, fuck the teacher. Maybe was not a good approach looking back. But yeah, our audience, our crowd loved that whole narrative, right? Like, yeah, fuck the teacher, fuck the boss, we're gonna fuck. And they did. That was their thing, right? So that was a common thing. So we had a common enemy and we had some brotherhood going on in there where people did stuff together. And within the ranks of the community, people were standing up and started teaching our method as well. So we had coaches. And so that's how it organically grew. And basically, word of mouth and our way, what we used to do is literally the Russell Brunson method is paid ads, webinar, sale. That was our funnel. That was it. For 4 years, we run that.
That's it.
The only difference is that many people automate their webinars. What they do, they record that and we tried. But for some reason in Holland, we couldn't record it, or it was something with a rule of some sort that we needed to do it live. So in our case, for 4 years, we did every week a webinar live. With this energy, you see me going now.
Yeah.
That's the same thing we did. Like, it's really wild with music and all kind of stuff. People could real life questions, and we sold at the end. We literally sold at the end with the Russell Brunson method. And one of the best salespersons in the world, Russell Brunson, in 2018, we were there in Miami. He sold on stage for $1 million in 2 hours. Oh no, 3 million, something like that. But he wanted 3 million. Didn't remember exactly the amount. But he sold from stage by speaking, and that's exactly what we learned and that's what we did. So yeah, the live element, that was for us like a game changer, and that's what I advise my clients today. If they launch, start doing live workshops and sell at the end. What do you mean?
Right.
Well,
So your workshops or your webinars weren't really webinars. It's more like live, like really in person in Holland.
no. It was webinar style. It was online, and the funny thing is, every week we did the same webinar, same.
Yeah.
We ran ads at the front. We brought people on board, and at the end we made an offer. And funny thing is that people sometimes came back to watch the same thing 3-4 times over again.
Before
Not
they
because
buy.
they knew the content, but because of the vibe that was there.
So they just wanted to watch it.
They just wanted to be part of this vibe on the Thursday evenings that we did those webinars. And at the beginning, you need to understand, we became so good at it because the first 2 years we had like 10 people, 15 people. We sold one thing. It was really bad. It was really not. We were really bad at what we were doing. And over time, because we did over and over the same thing again, we refined each little sentence, each little thing. We refined it so much that now I can say, I can fairly say after 4 years doing a weekly Thursday evening webinar in Dutch time, I know a thing or two about webinars and how to do it live because we did it so many times, right? So, and that's literally those things I share now with people who are interested, because this is not for everybody, right? You need your stamina for this. This is not for the faint of heart.
100%. Yeah, it is. It is, especially with what you did. It wasn't recorded every week. Jesus Christ, I can just imagine like how that
Yes.
felt.
And the funny thing is, I was in Dutch time, and we were traveling in Asia, America. So sometimes we used to do that 3 at night.
Right.
So,
Right.
where we were in the world. So it was really a thing. There's stories that I can write books on that period as well, where we've been thrown out of co-working spaces because we're screaming too loud. Yeah, it's like but yeah, the show must go on.
Yeah.
The thing is, when you put effort in something for a long period of time, the results will come when you are open-minded enough to follow the data and tweak, and
Right.
make changes not based on what you think, but based on data. And then you're going to crush it. But no matter what you do.
What data did you track? Like, what were the key KPIs basically that you were tracking during that time?
So basically, for us, there are 5 key components that that I always track in every business, and basically has developed, and also over time by working with coaches and mentors who advise us on the whole, not marketing side, but more the operational side of things, how you run it actually with a team, right? Because it's very important. But there are 5 metrics that I track, and the first one is lead generation. Where are leads coming from? So we track how many leads come in, on a daily basis to what cost? What's the price of that lead? So second is, how well is that lead nurtured before he's moved to another section? It can be from a newsletter to the webinar, or from a newsletter to a campaign, or from a newsletter to another training, to another offer. Doesn't matter where to, but how well are we nurturing those people in order for them to follow us to the next stage of their journey? So nurture is number two. Number three is the most important one, is conversion. How well is that lead that came in, that's nurtured, how much of that percent is converting into sales? There's a hard number to track. The fourth one then is the delivery. How well are we and our team able to deliver to a high satisfaction rate? So that's really important, because one, you can bring in leads, you can sell, you can be the best salesman in the world. But if your delivery is like shit and you don't care about your clients at the end, and trust me, it happens. It happened to me many times in cohorts and courses and all those sort of things. And I'm also not perfect. We also fucked it up at some point. We did stupid things. And people were angry. Yeah, we did all those things. But it's important to understand that this is track the deliverability. We give it a score, and all these scores we give a 1 to 5 every week, every single week. The final one is our ability for cross sells and upsells. How well can we extend the LTV of our clients, and how well can we bring them in other products in order to make more money? Because $10 million isn't made with one product alone. We would never make it. We never make it. $10 million is made with people getting in the door to us, getting to our webinars, buy a course, and from that course, we have upsold in different continuation programs in different formats. That could be cohorts, workshops, small groups, 3-day live events. We had all kinds of different packages of the same thing. Here we come simplicity again. So we package the same thing over in 16 different formats.
Whoa.
And that's the power and combination of 1 and 2, right? Course and community and live events, or 3 of them, and then endless combinations. But we always taught the same method, because a unique mechanism or your unique teaching method, we always taught the same thing, but in different levels. Because there are different people in the world. One are self-learners, where the self-learners are the percentage is really, really small. Because ask yourself this: how many times have you bought a course and have you finished the damn thing? Not many times. I know. You too, Nathaneal. You bought a lot of courses and you didn't finish them.
Yeah.
I know. You know, I know, everybody knows. So people buy the course because they're really hyped up with great marketing. That's great, right? The marketing is great. Then they go in, then they go to module 1, they hit into a wall, and they say, shit, this camera didn't work, or whatever. So what you need to build in your products is a level of commitment and accessibility to you as the leader of this community. So you can have a course with a Telegram group, you can have a course with a community, you can have a course with small group training, you can have a course with one-on-one, you can have all these things I just mentioned in a mix in one big package, whatever floats your boat. But that's important, that you have a great communication line with your audience and your clients, even more importantly. And the only way how you can do that is through email. Email is the soul of the beginning, the middle, and the end of a customer journey. If you don't use email to that advantage, I won't have this behind me. I would still probably be carrying a camera around at 50, being gray, very depressed, fat,
getting angry at the Jaguar.
Yeah, and getting angry at the guy at Jaguar. Probably yes. So, yeah, you really need to understand that email is the only way where you have the permission to ask any questions as many times as you like, when you have the trust, likability, and that they know you really well. So the know, like, and the trust factor. There's a name for that thing. I don't know how they call it nowadays, but something like that. So email is key for launching, getting new clients, selling, and keeping them and upselling them.
Gotcha. Yeah, email definitely, like, I learned that. So I only started a couple of months ago. I'm very new to this game, which is why, again, I'm honored to have you here, because I'm learning a lot. Yeah, email email is such a valuable tool. I was able to monetize quickly, sell, basically do what you said. Like I was just 2 steps ahead, but I was able to sell a workshop because of email. Now I'm curious, like you said, start conversations. Is that also through email? You basically ask them, hey, what do you want from me through email?
Well, email is a different ball game. So basically, you have email for different phases of your business, right? One, you have it for lead generation, where you're just gonna offer people a lead magnet of quality, not like a simple thing, like a quality lead magnet to get people in the door, and then they get on your email list. And preferably, you are going to email a lot. I know this hurts. This will put a lot of people off. And I know the amount of people I speak to, like, yeah, I don't like email because I don't even read them. Why would people read mine? Yeah, because you write shitty emails. Emails that you send need to be storytelling, entertaining, and they need to have value. And occasionally not occasionally, they need to have a call to action at the end all the time, but not always for exchange for money.
Bye.
Because I
Right.
have a lot
Yeah.
of people think, I need to sell in every email. Yes, you need to sell in every email, 100%. But selling doesn't mean always for money. Selling is also go watch my podcast or read this document or article about XYZ. That's also selling because you're building over time. Because clients are never going to buy when you want it. They're always going to buy when they are ready. And if you don't email them a lot, they don't see your offers ever, and you're never going to make sales. So you need to email a lot to hit the right moment for that person in that specific time. And that's why you need to grow your email list and you need to maintain it to hit that sweet spot of conversions. Does that make sense?
Gotcha. What would be a healthy like number, would you say, for the email list?
It depends, you know. I would say in my world, at least 3 times a week. That's at least for me. And if you do more, you know, we do more, 4 or 5 times a week even. And in launch days, in campaigns, we send 3, 4 a day.
Whoa.
Because we are not the Hustle or Milk Road newsletter where we're going to give you an aggregated feed of all everything that happens in the world. No, I'm not interested in subscribers because we are in the business of making money. And if you don't like money, okay, then this is not the method for you. Because here it is, money again equals freedom. You buy back your time. So what you create with your email list is creating a list of buyers, and you want to purge everybody else who's never going to buy from you out.
Oh, wait.
So how do you do that? From the moment somebody joins our newsletter, you're going to say, listen, I'm going to email a lot, and I'm going to make you offers. One, what I want you to do. If this is not your cup of tea, unsubscribe now. I'm going to tell further, and we're going to email a lot. They're going to get value. Here are your free resources. Here are podcasts. Here are articles. At the end, with thick letters flashing neon light. Unsubscribe, please. If this is not your cup of tea, please go. Please. In every email, I say, can you please go? Not that I don't want you here, but if I'm too, you know, like my language, I can understand. Maybe it's too energetic, or my Dutch English is a little bit fucked up sometimes. Yes, I know. You can deal with that. Unsubscribe. Can you go? And make it so easy for them. Everywhere is a button. Unsubscribe, unsubscribe. Because I rather have 2,000 raving people who are going to buy everything than 100,000 people who are complaining about Virgil who's sending too much emails and curses too much. That is so small email list. I recently worked with a client, Igor. His email list was 2,000 people strong, and we only wrote a campaign for 600 people. And the guy did now over 100K in sales with a small list.
With the 600 people.
Because we knew we only needed 220 or 300 sales. I spent 200, 287 or something was his price point, like low ticket.
Right. Very interesting. So now we talked about a little bit about like the business. You know, you grew it to 8 figures. You grew it. You're doing well. You were having fun. I'm curious, like, what made you say, I don't want to do this anymore? Because now you don't do it. Now you're helping other people. What made you do that?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I had two business partners, like I mentioned in the beginning, and we did basically a simple thing. We sold an e-commerce course, right? And that's an amazing business. And one of my business partners was the face of that business. But the thing is, over time, you develop as a person, right? You grow and you change. So after a couple of years, we all grew in a different direction. We didn't want to do something else, and then I started to notice that in the business things wasn't going so well anymore. Why? Because your heart isn't in there. We talk about purpose a little, make fun of it, but this is really important. So we decided basically, okay, this is enough. So a lot of people say you walked away from a $10 million business. Well, $10 million in total, guys, and $10 million revenue. So that means not that we pocketed $10 million in our pocket and we didn't pay any tax ever, and we just walked away and we now filthy rich. Now the thing is, don't get me wrong, we did really well for ourselves, right? So but I want to make this clear because a lot of people think, oh, big numbers, and then it's not about the money that you earn, it's the money that you keep, and that's 10 million is the money that we earned, and we kept a significant portion of it, so that's good, but still, that's really important to make that difference, right? And so we all wanted to go separate ways, so and then everything we started to go apart, go separate ways. And then there was this moment where I, for the first time, was financially free. For 40 years, I was trying to get there, and there I was sitting on the couch, having it. I had done it. I literally didn't need to work very, very hard. I couldn't go endlessly, but I didn't need to go very hard. And I thought, wow, this is what I wanted. And then I realized after 6 months in, I started to get bored as fuck. So what is this what retirement is? So you retire it and you're bored. And I miss that buzz of building the people. And so I started to talk on X in 2023. And it was January 2023. So fuck, I have X. Let's start talking. I started talking there, shit. And people started reaching out. So what do you do? I said, well, not much now, but what do you used to do then? Yeah, I did something with courses. Oh, can you help me? I'm like, yeah. So yeah, that's what we did. And that's how the whole coaching came to be. And here now, fast forward 2 years, almost, 2.5 years later, here we are. I have an agency now that helps people with, but we do two things only. We consult people with the same method, or we do it for them. That's what we do. And happy days in Bali.
Okay, and whoa, sorry, disappeared.
Wait, I'm here.
There you go. Yeah, I can see it.
Wait, can you hear me still?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, well, because my microphone died, I just see. Fuck.
Oh, good. I can hear you.
Wait, I can switch like this. So if you can still hear me, that's good, right? You can
Okay,
glue them
cool.
together, right? So
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
this
it's good.
sounds a little bit worse. Sorry about that, guys. My microphone just died. So yeah. Okay, here we are back in the game.
Awesome. All right. So, I'm curious, why didn't you do like some Call of Duty stuff? Stream on Twitch or something.
Yeah, no, I never streamed on Twitch or some sort. No, I love games from early on, right? So I always,
Right.
played games, and until this day, I'm still a Call of Duty guy. And even throughout building our business, we always played together. But at some point, it became too much, right? Our whole team was playing, and we started to fuck everything up. And then one time, one
Yeah.
of the guys said, "Hey, listen, we need to cool down now with this gaming." But I always gamed throughout my whole career, so to speak. And now I'm not saying that everybody now needs to start playing video games. The only thing I say is that you need to have fun with what you do.
Yeah.
So you really need to love what you do. And I love gaming in between. Some people love to walk or do stuff or go kite. I love kite surfing too. But do something that really to take your mind off of things, because most ideas and all the ideas that we created in our business at the time and in the business now come from happy accidents, as we call them. Moments where you do nothing or do stupid shit like playing a video game, and the best ideas come. So it's very, very important to facilitate that in your mind. So people call it thinking time, and it's really stoic and philosophic about it. Yeah, I'm going to do thinking time. I sit on a couch and I'm going to think. No, you're not, because you're going to sit 5 minutes and your mind goes everywhere. So you rather can go do something nice, something cool, And then ideas flow. You might talk to somebody, or somebody might say something like me back in the day with this kid who showed me, yo, can you go out and get 10K out of the bank without breaking a sweat? Stuff like that only happen when you go out there. That will not happen in front of your computer trying to type away the best PAS structure for your content. That's not where things are going to happen. Content is important. But you need to go out there, live your life, because then you're going to have stories to tell, you're going to get inspired, inspiration is going to give you ideas, ideas are going to turn into products and offers are going to bring you money, and money is going to bring you freedom, and then you are full circle.
And then you can do more stuff.
And you can do more crazy stuff. Isn't that beautiful? That's what life is about. You need to do that.
Beautiful. Awesome. So now you branded, like, I really love this word. You're a notorious chiller. Where'd that come from?
Well, there's a big story behind it, but I give you the short version. My mom always used to say, Virgil, you're lazy. And yes, I am. And I always used to spin that word in front of my parents and my teachers at the time, and even my boss, and even to my team. When they listen now, they think, fuck you, Virgil. But the thing is that I changed the term laziness to chilling, because being lazy is a good thing in a way, because you are going to think really efficiently how you can do something in the most shortest amount of time with the least amount of effort. And you're going to be very efficient when you're going to create great systems. You're going to really work to get that to protect your time, right? And then this whole chiller thing became a thing. I also ran for a while a little community called the Chillers Collective. I stopped that because I didn't like communities at the end. But yeah, the whole chilling thing comes from organizing your life in such a way that is efficient, structured in such a way that you outsource everything that you don't like to do or you can't do. And the last thing is, in my case, because I cannot do many things I can't do. I can do only two things. There's talk and sell and build courses, those three. And then stops, right? The rest I cannot do. So yeah, the ability for you to organize your life in such a way that you have an income that's repeating, that's coming in regularly without too much effort, and being very strategic with your time. That's what chilling is about. And that's where the notorious chiller comes from, because everybody who knows me from the past knows me like the chiller.
I love that, though. Because I remember I was also used to be reprimanded for being lazy. But yeah, lazy people, you find ways to get stuff done without having to spend too much time on them.
Exactly. That's it. Welcome to the club. We're brothers.
Thank you, brother. So if you could have like an advice to early entrepreneurs, people who are also maybe in their 9 to 5, like the cameraman, they're cursing their boss who has a Jaguar, and anyway, like they suddenly discovered this podcast, they want to build an online business. What would you tell them?
I would tell them, first of all, not now. That's one thing, right? Because you think, when I'm older, I'm going to do this, or when this happens, or that moment. The best moment will never come. And trust me, I tried. I'm 50 now, have one foot in the grave. So that means that the best moment will never come, even when you're 50. So whatever age you are, you can start. And if you are thinking, well, I'm 45, it's over, well, you also need to take this advice to heart. You need to start, because it's never too late, because everything starts right after 40. Trust me, I know. That is one thing. The second part is that you always need to have fun no matter what you do. You need to be crazy, be different, be yourself. Don't try to fit in a mold of some hustler and grinder and get up at 5 in the morning and then work 19 hours and then believe that you are cool and that you need to make 50K a month. Because in the end of the day, you don't need 50K. If you make 5K a month, you're going to do really, really well, no matter where you are in the world. And with that extra time, you're going to get more ideas where you're going to amplify that income. So chill, have fun, have a laugh, be crazy. People love that. People love crazy. That's my advice.
Just be crazy, basically.
Be crazy. Just go for it.
Be crazy now. Start being crazy now.
I love that. You can tweet at Nathaneal. Be crazy now. Yeah. Put it out there.
This is going to be the title of the podcast. Be crazy now.
I love that. That's the title of the podcast. Be crazy now. Exclamation mark.
Awesome. Well, it was fun having you, Virgil. I really appreciate the time. Do you have anything that you're going to launch? Anything you'd like to announce?
Well, people who follow me, they always get bombarded with no, no. We're not launching anything soon. The only thing that we did, we recently started an agency together with my dear friend Tatsuki Thomas, the Welsh samurai. He's an amazing copywriter. So we joined forces, started an agency, and funny enough, we couldn't come up with a name. So the name is called Thomas Brewster, all two last names. So the Thomas Brewster agency is now officially live, and there we do two things. We teach you and show you how it's done, and you can do it yourself, or we do the whole thing for you. That means we're going to write everything, we're going to launch everything, and we're going to make the whole strategy, the funnels, everything we do for you. So that's what I do now, and I love doing it. We have amazing clients, and always great.
Awesome. Awesome. I should get Tatsuki here as well. But where can people find you?
They can find me on X. They can find me on LinkedIn. virgilbrewster.com. You can also find me. At the moment when you are in my world, I will never let you go, and I will ask you to leave 1,000 times. So you already know.
Awesome. Awesome. It was fun talking to you. Thank you for all the tips. I really got a lot of insight. And I'll see you around, Virgil.
Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you.